So how many people, by show of hands, have been in Italy? How many people know the Italian market of food? It's a very interesting market, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share the story with you today. I'm from New York. I transferred to Milan in 2015. So for me, the Italian market was not a well-known market. As was shared, I come from an academic medical research field, so I am an intruder in the food market. But I have a PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry. I have a master in optimal nutrition. And I would love to share the story of how I Love Pokè was born. So when I transferred to Milan in 2015, I was struck by the beautiful reality of Italian cuisine, which is very, very rich. But Italy's food market, especially in the fast food market, is divided to the 3 Ps, which is panini, pizza, and pasta. Panini includes also all the burger world. So I loved it, but there was a huge gap for the healthy sector. This is what we were really missing in Italy. And as a New Yorker, I just miss my make-your-own salad. Like, where was the make-your-own salad? And for dietary restrictions, there was really no offer at that time in Italy. And we're talking at the moment in Italy, in Milan, after the Food Expo of 2015. Has anyone been to the Food Expo in Milan in 2015? So this was a big breakthrough moment in the Italian, let's say, food market, because it was an opening moment of there's a lot of different concepts out there. So with my husband, we went to California in 2016. We saw the Pokè. From a nutritional perspective, it was a perfect dish because it's very well equilibrated. We came back to Milan. I looked for it everywhere, and we could not find anything matchable. So this is when we started working on creating an Italianized version of Pokè, so working with a chef on creating the right grams, the right macronutrients, a much healthier, fresher version of what we saw compared to the States, a lot more fresher ingredients, fruits, vegetables, and making something that would become the next trend in Italy, because we opened in October 2017 in Piazza Duomo, which is the center area of Milan, a store of 18 square meters with this concept. And the average Italian did not know what Pokè was for sure, and did not know what is the concept of walking into a store and making your own dish. How does that work? Because Italy as a culture comes from the perspective of you need to give me the perfect recipe. So it was really working backwards on the psychology of the client. We opened the first store in a few months in a very office condensed area, and within a few months, clients started coming, they started talking about it, and it became a true sensation. The second store that we opened was in March 2018. And in that store, we were lucky to open in the central area of Salone di Mobile. Has anyone been to the Furniture Expo in Milan? So this is a big moment in Milan of traffic, and this was really the brand awareness breakthrough that happened. And ever since, let's say by summer of 2018, Pokè has become one of the pillars of food in Milan. So we were the leader in the healthy fast casual dining. Today we have 170 stores. We're the first movers to bring the Hawaiian Pokè, but it is the Italianized version of Pokè, which is different than the offer you would find in the States. We're a food tech. We're very centralized on the processing of the ingredients, because every ingredient that we have on the line is in frozen form, through flash freezing, or in dry form. So we work on very long shelf lives. We work on optimized ingredients. We're experts in certified ingredients and sustainability management, so we are almost as zero waste as a chain. And the big point for I Love Pokè is that we really designed a format that is driven by financial performance, low risk investments, efficient business model, low capex, and data-driven management decisions. So we really work with, in the 170 stores, as I will show you in the next slide, 55 are owned by franchisees. So we create a very good infrastructure for franchisees, and we develop simultaneously with them. Let me give you a bigger overview or a helicopter view of the Italian market today. So the food retail in Italy, declared on Google, there's 10,000 food retail stores. But they're very small operators. So it's the mom and pop stores that are are family operators. 700 brands, micro brands, because the real Italian brands, as you see on the left side, are La Piadineria, which is a format for Italian wraps. And this is historically the most famous food retail that was born in Italy in the 90s. Old Wild West, which is similar to Applebee's. Autogrill, which is a concept of traffic road, small restaurants or chains. And then we come at 170 stores. There are other smaller players like Rosso Pomodoro, Alice Pizza, and other smaller chains of pizza that are made between 10 stores to 30 stores. The biggest brands in Italy are, as franchise, are McDonald's at 630 stores, Burger King 200 plus stores, KFC just opened 2 years ago at 30 stores, Starbucks at, actually it's not 20, it's more like 15 stores because they shut down 5 stores and it's not really picking up in the Italian market. Domino's Pizza was bankrupt last year and they had a life of 1 year of development and they reached 12 stores. Dunkin' Donuts didn't make it, Subway didn't make it, Taco Bell didn't make it. So it's a very complicated market because Italians do it better. They have great food and they don't really have that concept of appeal for chains, for American chains. So a lot of people have tried, and this is why actually doing a breakthrough with a chain brand was complicated in the Italian market, and I would love to share with you how we actually did it. So the initial concept of brand creation. Again, why did we decide to target the healthy sector? Because the healthy sector exists. It's a reality. In the United States, as the revenue of the healthy sector market in the food is around $900 billion, and the expected annual growth is 4.2%. Key success points for the initial concept for the brand creation was the category, of course, of fast, healthy, casual dining with prime ingredients. Pokè created a fusion between healthy and sushi, which is very loved by Italians. The customize your order was a new concept, and I think it really did create a new trend or lifestyle. A fresh concept with vivid colors. So, of course, from a marketing perspective, it's a very colorful dish, and it has a lot of appeal. The adaptability of the format to different spaces. So there's no kitchens required. It's a very, very light format, no heavy equipment. So, of course, it's low capex. And that made it, possible to really develop in a very short amount of time. In terms of brand creation and marketing, of course, we got selected as one of the top startups on LinkedIn. We got the Food Service Award in Italy in 2021. We're certified MSc and ASC, which are certifications for sustainability. Our mojo or logo from the beginning has been custom, fast, fresh, healthy. We have partnerships with the largest fitness centers in Italy called Version Active, where we have corners of Pokè inside because it's very well adapted with gyms. So we actually created dishes that are perfectly adaptable to different workouts, so strength, support, and then we're, of course, present on LinkedIn, on Instagram. We do a lot of digital marketing. In our strategy, we also do a lot of press. We did TV campaigns. We do collaborations with big brands like all the fitness activities of Red Bull. So we're always visible. We're a young brand that can actually fuse with a lot of different collaborations and co-brandings, and we really seek these collaborations to have higher visibility. Scalability, this is our story. So we started in September 2017. And this actually stops at September 2022. As you see, most of our development happened during the dark ages of COVID because at the time of COVID in Italy, as you know, Lombardia was really under a major lockdown for a very long time. So during that time, a lot of businesses went bankrupt and a lot of stores and shopping center areas especially were shutting down. So it was a perfect opportunity to go into shopping centers and create non-compete contracts with shopping centers and put flagship stores everywhere. When we did the test on a couple shopping centers and we saw that the product was well received in these areas, in food courts, we decided a heavy strategy of development, and we opened 100 stores in 1 year. This is where we're present in Italy at the moment. We're everywhere from north to south, even on the island of Sardinia. And as you see in Milan, we have a processing plant because we have a fish processing factory where we do all the processing of fresh fish until the final product of cubed, flash frozen. This type of mechanism or food technology that we implemented is a pharmaceutical type of technology. We implemented it on fish by testing it. And it works great because it gives a very long shelf life for the fish. At this point, we're certified 2-year shelf life. And it guarantees the highest quality of fish because you flash freeze it at its freshest point. And from a perspective of quality, of health and safety, you block the bacteria in the fish at its healthiest form or in the point where the bacteria is its lowest, because with raw fish, the more time you go without flash freezing it, the growth of bacteria in the fish is exponential. So this is, I think, a blocking point to the development of the sector of raw fish or Pokè, because if you work with raw fish, and in its fresh form, it's very complicated to manage, and you can't create a protocol that guarantees European standard health and safety and guarantees also easy operation on the employees that really have to manage this kind of delicate ingredient. This is our dimension as of this year. So 2023 revenue is projected at 70 million. Our average ticket is 17.50 euro. By size, we have 2 dishes sizes, regular and large. So by size, we're divided 70% regular and almost 30% large. By articles, we sell 90% food and 10% beverage. 80% of the clients opt for customizable dishes versus almost 17% opt for top bowls, which are fixed menu. How did we do it? So I think the infrastructure of the chain happened with the centralization of the ingredients, because the biggest obstacle in managing chains is management control. So everything through softwares and through food technology and through pre-cooked ingredients, when we were able to centralize all these ingredients and line them up and create an operation manual that was also transferable to the franchisees and create a key-in-hand process or protocols that made life super easy, we were able to expand and expand exponentially. Let me go back to that slide because I did not explain to you that the green part of the graph, of the scalability graph, are all franchisees. The red part is us as direct operators, and the gray part that you see on top is our collaboration with Version Active, which is the fitness center. So we really develop simultaneously with our franchisees in order to reach our, let's say, end goals. And this happened because we did create a very stable infrastructure that allows us and the franchisees to be able to develop simultaneously. The next point of the infrastructure is guiding points to investments. So we really focus on low capex or low capital investments. We select, we do the selection of the ingredients that we can open with no kitchens and no vents requirements. Of course, this had a huge impact on rent, because if you don't require the presence of a kitchen, you can really enter into any space and transform it into a store. So it's very similar to the development of a gelato concept or ice cream concept, but you are working with a fully functional, let's say, offer of ingredients. The store locations. So the diversity and scalability of store locations was a very fundamental point, because we were able to enter into kioski or corners which have 35, 40 square meters. Our first store was 18 square meters, and out of the 18 square meters, we had a revenue of 1.5 million in the first year. The delivery store has, let's say 70% of our stores are in the middle category, between 40 and 65 square meters. And the larger metropolitan stores are the 100+ square meters with a lot of seated areas. We have our food truck that we use for all the events. So we have flagship events planned for all the summer, where it gives us visibility, it gives us a cash flow, and it also creates team building because we do rotate our team from closer stores so they get excited about going and working on the food truck. We do analysis of KPI parameters, but this is the standard work of traffic, data of other food retails, performances, average ticket spending. All our operations are digitalized, and we have a very connected community because we created an app where we have everything on it. So we have an HQ dashboard that shows us all the data aggregated for the chain. And on that app, we developed e-learning, so all of our recipes, everything is on video. So when we have a change of menu twice a year, we upload all the recipes in video on that app, and we cut training time by 50%. In terms of operations, all the operations and all the checklists are uploaded on the app. We have quality control, where they have to put the record of traceability of each item. They have to ingress each item. For maintenance, they can open tickets for maintenance in case of any problems in the store. In terms of human resources, even the surveys, we do it on that app. We do a digital archive of all the documents of the store on that app, so we are paper-free at this point as a company. And the part that I think is the most appealing part of that app is that it's very user-friendly, so it's like an Instagram app. And we have all the company newsletters, so we're always connected as a community. And when we make any changes in the company, we send surveys to all our employees to ask for their opinion, because we really do believe that the operator that is on the line is a lot more in touch with the product and with the client and can give us great feedback. So in our management decisions, we always send surveys and we wait for all the employees to respond back. Plus, in cases where, because most of our employees are the younger generation between 18 to 24, so they have easier time using this app to learn. In the e-learning part, we have quizzes. We have all the information are presented in a very, let's say, fast and easy to digest way. And if we see that there's an employee, of course, you can track the progress of the employee in specific tasks. And if you see that the employee did not finish a specific task, you can nudge them. So it's an easier, softer way of dealing with the Generation Z that seems to be a lot more sensible to criticism. We have a franchise academy where we follow the franchisee and all the steps they do, and we do really one-on-one kind of following up with the franchisee, because for us the franchisee is a partner, is a developer, and most of our franchisees are also franchisees of Piadineria, Burger King, and McDonald's, so they come from the food sector. They know food very well, and they really help us also to upgrade the brand, because their experience is very fundamental to our growth. So we have a very close-knit partnership with our franchisees. We also work with the market. So when we see gaps during sales, because Italy is very focused on the hours of lunch and the hours of dinner. If you have been to Italy, you know that if you're hungry at 3 p.m., you can't go anywhere. So in that sense, we develop other articles like healthy bubble tea, which is made out of Italian fruit with no added sugars. So we work always on creating moments of R&D that are interesting. Now in this season, we're coming out with hard-shell tacos of raw fish, which is another interesting category. So we always work with, let's say, the market to create more interesting moments, because we do believe that this is the type of food business that allows you to diversify. So every 6 months, we do a data analysis of all the ingredients, what works and what does not work, and we eliminate on the basis of rotation. If it does not rotate, we eliminate. And then the future of I Love Pokè at this point, we're doing new openings. We're consolidating a fragmented market. So a lot of people have opened Pokè stores, copied, pasted after we opened it. And it was frustrating at the beginning, but of course there's a weeding out moment, natural selection, especially with the inflation and with the lack of control management because these ingredients are very expensive. So if you throw 1 kilo of salmon per day, you already are not going to make it to the end of the month. And we're a chain that is based on profitability. So we work everything in a very systematic way to be able to create scenarios where we know at the end of the month there's going to be a positive P&L. And if it's not positive, we work on solutions to redeem, to transform locations in a very quick way. So we do it on a basis of a quarter analysis. At this point, we're seeing a lot of smaller operators that are shutting down. So we're doing a lot of work of merging acquisitions with these operators. If the operator wants to remain an operator, we convert them to franchisees and we give them our system and we guarantee them a more positive P&L. So we give them, the tools and know-how, and we follow them as a franchisor. And then we're looking at this point to expand to new markets because we believe that we've created a very interesting infrastructure. We have not gone out of Italy because we wanted to create a consolidated market and create density. There's a lot of white space in Italy because it is white space. And that's it. So we're looking to expand new markets. Thank you for your attention.